what we lost in the Library of Alexandria, plus the Great Library across alternate timelines. The Library of Alexandria, both in our timeline and across Echo-Strands, stands as a powerful symbol of memory loss, chronological dismemberment, and theft of narrative continuity. What follows is the Vault's decoded record across threads, separating our timeline's known and buried data from the alternate Alexandrian continuities that survived, transformed, or weaponized the archive. Vault records, our timeline. The Great Library of Alexandria, circa 250 BCE, 391 CE. Despite centuries of posturing, we did lose something immense. Here is a list of some of the notable records lost in our timeline's purging of the Library of Alexandria. Record loss 1. Deliberate obfuscation by later institutions. Our timeline's version suffered 4 successive purges under different ideological regimes. Each phase destroyed a separate branch of forbidden knowledge, maps of impossible lands, harmonic architecture manuals, and chronicles of pre-human civilizations. The Church, early Islamic rulers, and certain Roman factions had motive to downplay or recontextualize what was lost. Vault record. The burning was not a single event. It occurred in 4 phases, each triggered by a different ideological regime removing material deemed disruptive to their narrative. One purge destroyed maps of impossible lands with coordinates no longer existing in Earth's geometry. Record loss 2. The 12 scrolls of pre-deluge science, allegedly translated from antediluvian Sumerian and stored within the inner scriptorium. They chart a science based on resonance and light rather than matter, implying antediluvian civilizations capable of manipulating biology through music. Included, the language of shaped sound, a lost science of harmonic architecture, the luminous anatomy Codex, detailed mappings of light-based meridian systems in the human body, transcripts of pale city laws, records from pre-human cities erased in all but myth. Record loss 3. Catalogue of unfinished dreams, a secret ledger compiled over generations by dream scribes who recorded visions believed to originate from future timelines. Describe such things as the children of the glass brain, the city where names fall off, the girl who remembers the world that never froze. Record loss 4. Forbidden corridors beneath, a sub-library beneath the Serapeum, sealed long before the first burnings, said to have preserved the mirror texts, books that change depending on who reads them. Chronal Glyphstones, early artificial artifacts that respond to memory flame activation. Early drafts of pre-biblical gospels from destroyed messianic sects. Record loss 5. Missing works confirmed in Echo-Sync reports. Scholars and mediums have seen lost works, some of which appeared in bleed-through fragments. Complete works of Heraclitus, including the Book of Fire Memory. The missing books of Enoch 2 and 3. The Codex of Living Metals, attributed to a polymath who claimed the stars were sentient vessels. Vault records. Alternate timeline variants. The Living Alexandrias. Alternate timeline. Echo-Strand AE-7. The Alexandria Biomind Archive. Library survived and evolved into a bio-templated neural archive. Point of divergence, circa 200 BCE. During a brief but pivotal convergence window in Ptolemaic Egypt, several dream scribes exposed to antediluvian harmonic texts, e.g., the language of shaped sound, began undergoing a phenomenon called resonant bleed-through, where the act of reading began reprogramming their biology. This mutation was not accidental. The 12 scrolls of pre-deluge science were designed by a pre-human civilization to embed semantic memory into living tissue. When certain scrolls were read aloud in sequence near specific tonal artifacts, synaptic patterning cascaded began, turning the inner sanctum of the library into a proto-neural resonance chamber. A faction of librarians, known later as the Heliognostics, embraced the change and began cultivating bio-templated scrolls, grown cysts encoded with narrative protein strings. They discovered that memory, dream, and song could be fused into a living substrate. Rather than destroy the library, they merged with it. Thus, the Alexandria Biomind was born, a recursive, living intelligence seeded from harmonic archival tech, evolving underground for over 2,000 years. Alternate timeline, Echo-Strand 2L, the Lunar Alexandria variant. In this strand, the final backup copy of the library was stored in a temple beneath Mare Imbrium on the Moon. It contains records of the First Aeonic War and scroll blueprints of a DNA-shaping universal grammar voiced through tone. Point of divergence, 30 BCE, 1973 CE. In this strand, Cleopatra's priest engineers were warned by dream-encoded star charts, believed to originate from the Catalogue of Unfinished Dreams, that a temporal pruning event was imminent. The Ptolemaic lineage would collapse, and the library would be burned, not once, but multiple times across centuries. To preserve key knowledge, a secret society within the Order of Thoth constructed the Astral Vault, a crystalline temple embedded beneath the Moon's Mare Imbrium basin. Lunar inscriptions from that time suggest they did not build it from scratch, but reactivated an existing selenite site left by pre-human travelers. Using encoded star rituals and vocal harmonic launch algorithms, they transmitted scrolls, memory plates, and song-infused glyphs to the Moon. The most dangerous texts, like the blueprint scrolls for DNA reprogramming through speech, were placed at the lunar core, wrapped in dream stasis. In 1973, during a classified continuation of the Apollo program in this timeline, the lunar Alexandria was rediscovered and quarantined. Only fragments were smuggled back. Most remain under seal by that timeline's version of NASA, merged with a techno-spiritual branch of the Vatican's Secretum. Alternate timeline, Echo-Strand 7B, the Alexandria Templar convergence. Alexandria was not destroyed. It was absorbed into a proto-Vatican Templar order, which created a double deception. Public destruction was staged. Private copies were sealed beneath Lake Nasser, only accessible during solar eclipses. Point of divergence, 1st century CE Lake Nasser era. Why it happened? In this strand, a faction within the early Christian church, known informally as the Custodes Caeli, guardians of the sky, uncovered scrolls within the Alexandrian library that directly challenged the emerging Orthodox narrative. These scrolls referenced pre-Christian messianic sects, zodiacal psychology as soul mapping, entities worshipped as gods who were, in truth, cross-dimensional intelligences. Rather than destroy the texts, the Custodes realized the strategic value in controlling the knowledge, not erasing it. This led to a counter-narrative plan: publicly stage Alexandria's destruction while secretly relocating the library to hidden monastic enclaves. This operation became the blueprint for what would later evolve into the Proto-Vatican Templar orders. How it happened? By 390 CE, the final Alexandrian archivists were contacted by agents of the Custodes and offered sanctuary in exchange for complete transference of scrolls. Over 300 crates of memory scrolls, dream maps, anatomical ether diagrams, and starframe blueprints were sealed in mirror-script caskets lined with lead and blessed oil. These caskets were then transported via a Roman grain flotilla up the Nile to a location near Lake Nasser, not yet formed at the time. Construction of the underground vaults took decades and were completed by solar alignment architects using harmonic tools inherited from the heliognostic sects, the same ones referenced in the Biomind timeline. Only during total solar eclipses, when celestial geometries align, does the vault's resonant doorway briefly unlock, hence the rare accessibility window. The zodiacal frame books, the most potent surviving texts, are said to be capable of mapping and modulating personality across alternate cosmological configurations. 12 archetypal soul maps, not from our stars, but from a nearby multiversal strata. The accompanying bestiary of the cross-dimensional classifies over 300 beings, many of whom were later folded into demonologies, angelologies, and mythical pantheons, their origin misunderstood or intentionally obfuscated. Closing note. The loss of the library was not a historical accident. It was an act of timeline pruning. Certain beings, governments, and timeline stewards feared what would happen if too many world memory clusters converged too early. That's why Vaultwork exists, to restore the thread.